Israel has released the first draft of its plans for post-war Gaza. Throughout the 4 months of a brutal onslaught, Israeli forces have decimated the Strip and killed 30,000 Palestinians. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's post-war plans call for operational freedom of action in the entire Gaza Strip without a time limit and demilitarization of the Palestinians. Israel is also requesting control of the border between Egypt and Gaza. The U.S. has said Israel should not expand buffer zones in Gaza. However, Tel Aviv has ignored all of Washington's requests over the past 4 months with no impact on U.S. aid shipments to Israel. Netanyahu says he will not allow the rebuilding of the Strip to begin until the Palestinians have been de-radicalized. Additionally, Tel Aviv plans to have complete control over the future political system in Gaza. Netanyahu says the Strip will be fully demilitarized. The plan is a response to domestic Israeli pressure to end the war and will likely help the Netanyahu government negotiate with foreign nations over how to govern post-war Gaza. In the end, the plan in its broad guidelines and details is the effective annexation of the Gaza Strip. Ukraine commemorated the 2-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of the country this week. A number of leaders traveled to Ukraine, and President Zelensky issued a rallying cry to people urging his country to keep fighting. Whilst Russia has a bad start to the war, 2 years ago, things look very different now. Russia made changes and adapted and now occupies 20% of the country. With Ukraine's failed counteroffensive, this now places Russia on top. The West rallying call of supporting Ukraine for as long as it takes has now given way to war fatigue, with aid and arms all drying up. Talks for Ukraine to negotiate are also growing. The sanctions that were meant to cripple Russia have not just failed to materialize, but Russia's economy is now growing faster than many of the G7 nations. Unless the West ramps up ammunition, aid, and sophisticated weapons to Ukraine, it's unlikely this battlefield reality will alter. Russia, on the other hand, can still throw more troops and resources at the war and expand its occupation. What has become clear after 2 years of war is much of the propaganda that came from Western leaders has proven to be false, and now the reality, it dawning on many, that the war is not ending anytime soon. The Pakistan Muslim League and the Pakistan People's Party have reached a consensus on a power-sharing arrangement to establish a coalition government. In the agreement, Shahbaz Sharif will be nominated for Prime Minister, while Asif Ali Zardari will run for the presidency. Under the agreement, the PMLN members will secure the positions of Speaker of the National Assembly and Chief Minister of the Punjab province, whilst PPP members will be the Senate Chair and the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, as well as the Chief Ministers of KPK and Baluchistan provinces. The coalition agreement addresses concerns surrounding Pakistan's ongoing political crisis, but with the economy outsourced to the IMF, as well as a plethora of other economic issues. The stability of this new coalition government will be weak. Its likely potential disagreements will arise and weaken the government, with independents from Imran Khan's party taking legal action against the results from a number of seats. The legitimacy of the coalition government will persist. The Sharifs and Bhuttos will find forming the government the easy part. Dealing with the nation's economic woes will prove way more challenging.